Recording. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're live. And we're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube and probably some other platforms I'm not so sure about. We have a guest today, Amy. She's in Dubai. Not really. She's in like Stratford, but we're telling everybody Dubai because it's more impressive. The double-decker bus just screwed the whole thing up. Anyway, we'll be back, and Riz is going to tell us who she is because none of us have a clue. See you guys in a second.
The clue that
we have to run the credits. Yeah, we have to pay a bill here. Calm down.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Welcome to Habanos Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live. Every Saturday live.
All right, now we're technically.
Oh, that's the title.
No, it's your dementia. Don't worry about it. We're good.
It's the Alzheimer's. It kicks in from time to time. I forget where I am, and I forget what show I'm on, and forget this and forget that. Anyway,
it's going to be a long.
Let's ease this. Our new guest, Amy.
By the way, this is what Usman looks like without hair and makeup. Everybody, so there you go. Yeah, there's Usman. What he looks like without hair and makeup. So now you can all see, you people on the podcast. We're terribly sorry that you can't see that. So there you go. Okay. Tell everybody who Amy is.
Why can't Amy tell everyone who Amy is?
No, I want to test your dementia. You go.
I love it.
Amy, okay. I'll say it from my perspective, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, correct me when I'm wrong, right? So Amy is one of the champion lady cigar aficionadas in the UK. So there's a group, the Lady Cigar Aficionadas. Amy, in her own right, is a cigar smoker. She's been a cigar smoker for a while. She has an Instagram handle, which I think you can probably see just up there, Lavish Wanderlust. A little birdie close to sources said or told me that Amy has done a stint at number 6 Cavendish.
She doesn't comment on it. That's cute. So.
Wait, what do you mean?
At some stage you were there, no?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's exactly what I
sorry,
meant.
I got so confused. Yeah.
There you go. I'm not the only one with Alzheimer's. I'm not the only one with
No.
Alzheimer's, right? So Amy has been, how long, Amy, would you say you've been around on the sort of like cigar smoking scene or as a hobby? How long have you been smoking?
So first time I had a cigar was in 2013, but then I didn't smoke until around COVID time. And I think the reason why I didn't have it for such a long time is because it was so taboo for a woman, especially an Indian woman, to be smoking cigars. And then, COVID time, as many of a few other people that I've spoken to, COVID sort of reignited cigar smoking for them. Just started going to events and meeting new people, meeting new ladies. And it's been since COVID times.
That's why I go to events.
If you could capture like a thread, why did you start smoking in the first place?
It's the calm. It's the peace I get when I smoke a cigar. My life is pretty hectic, so that one time I allocate to go sit and have a cigar is just
fairly
calm.
Cool. Yeah. Very, very cool. And tell us about this lady. Is it called the UK Cigar Aficionadas group that you're part of? I think you're quite instrumental in that. Tell us about it.
So there's 4 core members. That's myself, that's Rosalie Barber, that's Tuba, and Jenny. Jenny she lives in Edinburgh, but hopefully she'll be moving to London soon. This group has been formed this year, 2025. We've done 2 events. We're planning our 3rd and 4th side by side. And it's basically, it's a group to empower women. It's to give them a safe space to smoke cigars, to meet new ladies, to walk into a lounge. Me personally, and I'm going to touch wood here, but I've never had a bad experience with the industry. I've never had a bad experience with walking into a lounge and being made to feel a certain way because I'm a woman. But I know that there are other ladies that I've spoken to that do feel that way. So our aim is to make women just feel a lot more comfortable with going into a lounge.
And how's it coming along? how's that coming? So what I get from it, what I get from this is like, it's four friends who've got a hobby and they've got together and thought, right, let's push this hobby to another level. Is that how it's come across for you?
Yeah, yeah, more or less. I think that there have been other people involved, and it's basically just passion. Everyone has a shared passion for cigars. We all
Okay.
want to empower women. We all want to have a great time, and yeah,
Is that prevalent though, where women get? I mean, I go to cigar lounges. I don't think anybody's ever been rude to a woman there or make them feel uncomfortable. And most of the people I know, if someone does, male or female, doesn't have a clue, they usually try to help them out. So is that something? Is that a London thing, or is that just you find that just because you're women, you go to the wrong place and they just treat you like you're clueless? I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just trying to understand it because here I've never seen that.
yeah. So again, it's mainly I've spoken to ladies in the UK that have had not very positive experiences. A lot of people would say that they go in, walk into a lounge, and they get treated like they've never had a cigar before in their life, or they're there to go and
No,
buy a
that's not me.
gift.
I get treated like that all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a reason for that. So,
And yeah, surprisingly, a lot of the women are quite knowledgeable, and they still get
yeah.
questioned about, whether they want a really light cigar, Lancero, or whether they're buying it as a gift. But again, myself, I've never had a bad experience. But I have heard other ladies that have done.
So yeah, the lounge that I go to, when you walk in, they'll always say hello, and then if they don't recognize you, they'll ask if they can help you. And then
Yeah.
from there, if you say yes, then they start with what do you smoke? What do you like to smoke? Is it a gift? Is it for you? So I've heard that. And I don't, in my opinion, and I'm 12 billion years old. I don't look at that as a bad experience. I figure they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it, male or female, where they've been like disrespectful. More, they go out of their way to be helpful to make sure
Yeah.
that they get the right stick, if you will.
Yeah. I'd say it's happening less so now because there's a lot of women in the cigar scene now. So
Right.
it's less so that we say we get treated like that, but it's less so that
Yeah.
happens.
Huh. That's supposed to be a UK thing because in the States, I don't see it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Uh,
And in Monte Carlo, we don't see it. So.
Even I haven't seen it, but then again, I guess this is a male female thing. I mean, as me, I can't see that problem. I've never. I mean, actually, I find it is nice when the ladies around. It kind of like it's like sort of like a bit of a normalization of culture. I come from a time, because I'm about 180 years old, right? I come from a time where cigar smoking was like old dusty libraries and leather chairs, and it was a man's or men's club kind of world. That's what it was. It was like a sort of not male dominated. It was just a male pursuit, a male pastime. It doesn't have to be. I haven't been to Cuba, right? But if you go to Cuba or Dominican Republic, you'll find old ladies sitting on the side of the road smoking a cigar. It's just part of their culture, right? Okay, so it's not particularly a male or female thing. I think in the Western world, it's become that because it's been that culturally, but the culture is shifting, and it's actually, to be honest with you, it's quite pleasant to have the ladies. In fact, I was going to ease you into the conversation, Amy, because I was going to ask you about how you found that EGM event that we went to. We were both there at the same time a couple of weeks ago. How did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. It's the first time I've been to the Emery as well.
Yeah.
I am very new to EGM itself, so it was great to smoke their cigars. It's a beautiful cigar, beautiful event. Everyone dressed so well.
Yeah.
But it was
But
really nice,
actually, no, I was
really
more interested in
welcoming.
what you thought about the mix of the sort of male female ratio. What did you think? Was it sort of like a nice convivial event? Because most cigar smoking events I go to, most of them, there's one or two ladies there ever. It's like maybe
There was
20.
a whole bunch of ladies, which was great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
always great to see ladies at an event. Yeah, the ratio was good. Could have done with some more women. I'm always going to say that, but
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So no, that was a really good event. It was a bit of a surprise to see you there because I don't normally get invited to this kind of stuff. But
And there's a reason for that too, by the way, that you didn't
there's
get
a reason
invited to
because
nice places.
I discombobulate, I cause problems, I cause issues, I
And
say
this
the
time you
wrong
wore
thing,
pants,
and I get
so
kicked
everyone's
out. But
excited about that.
it is what it is.
So
But
Amy, let me
actually,
ask you this: what's your go-to cigars? What do you like? What's like if I go
me
with
or
Riz and
Amy?
I go out with you with a cigar place, let's say we go to Number 6 or Tom Tom's here. Let me just get all your plugs in for you, Riza. What are your go-to cigars? What do you lean towards?
I lean more towards Cubans.
No, I'm not talking
My
about your men.
go-to.
I'm talking about cigars.
No.
So no.
um. So one of my favorites is the Vegas Robena,
Okay.
and I have a white Churchill with me today because I felt like it was going to be a bit sunnier, but it looks quite nice actually, but it's not. But those are my usual go-tos.
Okay. Very nice. And then, so now as your organization or group grows, and your social media grows, what's the purpose? What do you, like my parents used to say when I was getting all my degrees, what are you going to do when you grow up? So what do you want to do when this grows up? What do you want to do other than have women feel comfortable when they go into a cigar lounge?
Well, to be fair, I haven't really thought about it because my main aim was just to make people feel comfortable. After that
Okay.
point, I mean, we've already
Like a social
started
club,
on
like a social
events.
club gathering kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've already started on events. We've done two, so I think, yeah, the event side of things, I'd like to see flourish a lot more.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I mean,
No,
past those aims, I haven't really thought much about it because, yeah, it wasn't.
So
Sorry.
Amy, the small chit chat is over. The small chit chat is over. That was just to
God.
ease everyone into this. Yeah, right now,
Thank
gird your
God.
loins, tense up. What the hell is going on, Amy? What is this? What is this? All these gunshots being fired, left, right, and center, and misogyny and bubble baths and
Whoa.
photos.
Let's get back to
Tell
the
me about the
misogyny here.
incident. Tell me
The
about
bubble
it.
baths.
What the
Wait.
hell is going on? What's
Wait.
going on? Tell me.
Yeah.
You know what? I have no idea. I have no idea. I was, I was sitting at work and I was like, let me just doom scroll. And boy, did I doom scroll. I came across a video and I was like, okay, the topic is women in cigars.
Okay.
This
Where
is
was
gonna
this
be
video?
good.
Where was this video?
On Instagram.
On Instagram. Okay. And
On
what did the video
Instagram.
show? And what did it show?
Well, it started, it was supposed to be a topic of women in cigars, and
Okay.
it was just, I'm trying to trying to compose myself.
Compose.
Don't just be
And
you. Just be
and
raw.
so sitting there, I was watching this video. I see a video of women smoking cigars, and I see this cigar influencer who's just, in my eyes, just bashing women that smoke cigars. And obviously, I'm gonna take that personally. There's a lot of women, a lot of men that are gonna take that in a very negative way. And I feel like it was a very controversial topic that didn't need to go in the way in which it did, because it has caused quite a stir.
And who was this influencer? Was it Andrew Tate? Was it Tristan Tate?
No,
Who
no, it
was
wasn't.
it?
I think
Okay,
you all know who it was.
sources close to Jassim say it was Jassim. What was he saying?
What exactly was he saying?
Well, no,
Or what?
just give us a
So,
roundup. Just give us a roundup so that we
so
can
the
sort of
roundup
do a
is,
little bit of a deep dive.
so basically he was saying that women smoke cigars and they post it just to get likes. They don't actually enjoy or understand the whole purpose of the cigar. At one point, he even had said, which blows my mind, that a woman that smokes cigars or posts videos, a male might not take them seriously and might not want to go into a long relationship with them. Or it was
What
just
the?
nonsense what was being said. Yeah. So,
Who's
Stephen,
this
have you
idiot?
seen?
No, I haven't. Yesterday though, while I was in the middle of like my job, Rizek calls me for a second, and then he and Usman on our stream. 737 texts later, I still haven't seen it, but I got to read all about it. So I haven't. But this guy sounds like an idiot. Is this guy in the red pants that you guys make fun of all the time?
I'm the
Oh,
idiot. I am the idiot.
No, you're not the idiot. Yeah, I have. First of all, women smoking cigars is sometimes, like Freud said, a cigar is just a cigar. It makes no difference if you're male or female. Now, if you're a transvestite, it could go either way. But anyway, if you're a male or a female, I'm not too worried about it. Just because this guy's an idiot, he's an idiot. What do you think he's on social media for? The same thing. He doesn't know what he's probably talking about either. So this is ridiculous. This guy's a moron. Take him up back like a horse.
Yes,
So.
but I just feel like, again, something so controversial like that, it just paints the industry in a very bad light. someone
agree with
is
that.
to watch that video, and see that, like, obviously I've got the hat of the UK aficionados, and I've got the hat of myself, because he had put a video of myself in that, and that video was from around 3 years ago, and since then we've created the UK aficionados. I've hosted cigar rolling masterclasses. Like, I'm trying to educate, and I feel
Right.
like there's other women that were involved in that video that I know and I've met, that even they own their own cigar brands. I have one of the cigars here with me today, and the
Right.
video to say that these ladies are, or not specifically these ladies, but ladies on Instagram are just smoking just for likes or whatever, and there's no reason or purpose behind it. I think that it was wrong, and I think using videos of ladies, real ladies,
Mhm.
without their consent was just wrong.
But think about what
On
he's
that,
doing.
I
Right.
I
Wait, wait,
have
wait,
a
wait. Think
what?
about what he's doing. He's trying to get likes as well, right? So it's the same thing. So he's saying, what can I do that's controversial? I'm going to say these stupid, ridiculous things about women. And he's basically, to Riz's point, a misogynist. And he's going to go look at this. And so what happens? So
I didn't
today
say
on
that. I said
Saturday,
these are topics.
no, you didn't. You say he's a misogynist
I didn't
asshole.
say that. I
Finally.
said these are
Anyway, yeah,
topics to
I heard that.
discuss.
I read that. I
Well, we're
read
going
that
to
in your
come to
post.
that,
Yeah,
but you just
okay. Well,
haven't let me
I'm
speak
getting
yet.
there. So, anyway, this is what I do with Grandpa all the time. Anyway, so that's an issue, right? The problem is that, to your point, it doesn't put anybody in a good light. But the lady from Nova Cigars is the CEO president, so she's not posting because she
Cigar Blondie,
likes.
Cigar Blondie, Cigar Blondie.
Thank you. So Cigar Blondie is posting. She's not doing it. That's her job, right? She
Yeah.
enjoys it. Like you enjoy your cigar, and you'll plug later the ladies' cigar that you have. Anyway, the ladies whose cigar you have that owns a brand, they're doing it because they have a passion and they love about it. It's like it's the dumbest thing in the world for this guy. I think he's saying it because he wants his likes, he wants followers, he wants controversy. So he gets his 15 minutes of fame today. We'll talk about him on the show. That's it. I mean, really, at the end of the day, an idiot's an idiot.
There was a question I was going to ask Amy, primarily because I don't consider. I mean, we use these words like influencer and I don't know, whatever, social media leader, whatever it is, right? Yeah, or aficionado. But these are just loose terms. Everyone uses them. It is what it is, right? When I put something on Instagram, yeah, I'm actually quite happy if someone shares it. I put some stupid. Amy knows this. I put some stupid stuff up from time to time, right? Yeah,
We all know that,
I
by the
like to
way.
poke.
We all know that.
I enjoy it. It's just amusing. Yeah, it's just a hobby. It's fun. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I'll tell you one thing, Amy. I almost never get hate mail. I just never get it. It's just incredible. I should get lots of hate mail. I get none, and I mean it. I'm being very honest. Stephen knows I'm being very honest about these things. Yeah, but the point is, when I put stuff up, it gets shared. I don't really have control of it. When you put it on like social media, yeah, it just go. So I'm just wondering, because Amy, maybe this is the third or fourth time I met you. We met in Germany as well. In
Yes, we did. Yeah,
in
in
Dortmund. In
Intertobac.
Dortmund, it's really
Yeah.
nice. I'm just getting to know you. You just seem like a really nice, well-adjusted person. You're the type of person I would have imagined just pick up the phone or message, say, look, I'm glad you shared my photos, yeah, but next time please just ask me. I prefer not these ones, yeah, like kind of thing. That's what I would have thought, and maybe you did do that. I don't know, because if someone uses my stuff, I have almost no control over it once I put it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering where you come from on that. Because when I read the article by Usman Dowd on Cigar Inspector, there's a shout out. Everyone. A bit of a shout out, right? It may not be a good one. Maybe it may be an amazing one. Anyway, when I read the article, I kind of like there's a little bit of a journalist going on in my head, which I'm not, right? But it was sort of like, what is the nub of this? Is this about bubble baths? Is this about cigar influencers? Or is this about content sharing? What is this about? Or is it
But,
about misogyny? What is it about? Or is it about everything? But when
but
it
it's
comes to
about
the content,
everything.
but when it comes to the content sharing, did you say to, for example, Jasim, that's really very nice of you. You have your own opinions, but please don't use my photos. Did you say that?
I never contacted him after when
Ah,
I saw that
so,
video. I didn't contact him. I was very close to, but I needed to
yeah, you should have, I
compose
think.
myself. No, I don't think so, because you know what? The UK cigar industry is so great. So I don't know if you had read the comments, but there was a lot of people in the UK in the
I
industry that
didn't.
were, yeah, there was a lot of people that were, tagging aficionados, tagging myself, and calling Jassim out, saying, do your research before you start posting, and ask for permissions. And after a while, he took the video down.
Can I ask you something? So
Yes.
you're saying everyone's posting and tagging. One of the very controversial things that I find, and that's why I said was talking about hate mail, for example. Yeah, the baiting on social media actually promotes the social media. There used to be a saying that there's no such thing as bad publicity. Does that help? Like, just as from an analytical point of view, Amy, does that help boost your visibility, even if someone's saying something negative? I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about like Lady Aficionadas, the UK aficionadas here, because what it does, it brings them into a spotlight without them necessarily wanting to do that. But does it kind of like create the awareness that you wanted? That's what I'm wondering.
So basically, you want to say bad publicity is good publicity.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, do you? I'm not trying to say that it's necessarily a good thing, but the consequence of social media, in my opinion, is if I put up a story. So when I put up, I don't put up so many reels anymore. Like, I'll put up a story that is a bit of a poker from time to time. And I find I'll get people like Usman shouting at me, say, Reza, take that down, that's too fucking controversial. Stephen will call me and say, take it down. I put it up and I get triple the number of people watching it and triple the number of people commenting on it, yeah? And I get off of that, right?
I
And
don't
I
ever
try not to
tell
be
you.
disrespectful to anyone, but I kind
Yeah.
of poke. I'm a bit of a poker,
Yeah.
a joker poker.
Let's just set the record straight. Princess, not you, Amy, the other princess, Usman. Princess is the one that tells you to take stuff down. I am the one that tells you to put up more controversial stuff. So it's like a devil and angel from Animal House on your shoulders. I'm the one that's always encouraging you to be controversial.
No, but what I'm asking Amy, I suspect I know what Amy's answer might be, given the way that she's handling this, yeah?
Right.
When it comes to social media is really about promotion, sharing, creativity, etc., etc., etc. When it comes to influencing, I was having a very long conversation yesterday with closest source to the president, who was telling me that an influencer is someone who's paid or paying for influence. So we're not in that kind of category, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that? Even though it's negative content, and you can object, no one stops you objecting and say, look, I don't like this. You said this. You can say whatever you feel like, right? Yeah. Say whatever you feel like, right? But I'm going to make you pay for it. Well, pay not in that sense, but I'll have my own say. Like, you're on here, you can have your own say, for example.
Yeah.
Amy, right? Yeah. Is there an upside, or is there there's no upside?
I don't think that there is an upside. Uh, sorry, 1 second. Let me just get my bearings with this. As an influencer, you have a moral voice, right? You have a moral voice to be kind, to be positive. The negativity is literally just for the likes and the follows. But then what? That's gonna stick with you. That's gonna stick with the people that you're targeting. I don't see the benefits of that.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think that as an influencer, if you're getting paid, just spread
But-
positivity. Be
but,
nice. I don't
mean-
know if maybe I'm
No,
not understanding.
We're spitballing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not a political show, and it's not a journalist show. We're just spitballing ideas here. We're just thinking, right? How does it actually work? Sometimes I poke, as I say, I poke a lot, but I try not to be disrespectful. I can have a point of view, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and someone can have a point of view about me. Yeah, as I said, I'm old enough to be a bit thick-skinned and a bit tough about these things, like sticks and stones
Yeah.
may break my. But I'm a little bit like, I couldn't care less, to be very honest with you. Yeah, but I see the sensitivity, and what you said is actually quite a nice thing. You said, look, it's better to spread positivity than spread any negativity. Yeah, but people have their opinions.
Yeah.
People have.
And people are entitled to their own opinions,
Yeah.
but I think it's the execution of how you do it.
Yeah,
And I think that's very important.
yeah, I
But
think it's important to present, and the cigar smoking community is very, very, very varied now. Like, you get all sorts of people, 15 years ago, it was 15 to 20 years ago, it was basically just one kind of person, maybe 2 or 3 different kinds of people who would smoke cigars. And that did not include the ladies, for example. So what you guys have been, or not you guys, you ladies have been doing as of late is actually good fun, right? But when it comes to, you know, mild controversialities like this, yeah. There you go. What's Yenny say? Yenny, I get Reza saying it gives Jassim engagement, IG, and more views on his profile, but this is also part of the problem. Isn't that just a consequence of social media, Yenny? How about you, Amy? Isn't this just part of the sort of you roll with the punches kind of thing? This is just sort of the part of the environment and give some back, maybe.
No, I don't think so. Not entirely. Not entirely. I
Well, you
think,
are. You're here, for example. You're giving. You gave a very nice message of positivity. That's just the way it is.
yeah, yeah.
And
Sorry.
no, go on.
No, it's okay. You go.
No, maybe this is like perhaps an emotional topic for you, perhaps, or it's. But I mean, I would encourage you. I'm just saying, and I'm spitballing. If there's a problem, you just reach out and say, "Look, that's a problem. Shouldn't have been done that way. What do you think?" And that normally embarrasses the other person into. If they're a decent person, they get embarrassed. They say, "Oh,
Yeah,
oh no, I'm so sorry." It's just it's
But
just that way.
I think you guys are missing a big point here.
I'm
Social
sorry.
media, that's okay. That's why I'm here. Social media in the last 5 years or so has gone from positive and uplifting, and or unless you're in China, they want you to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? Social media is all about sensationalism. Not to Amy's point, it should be more about uplifting and, you know, look at this, look at, you know, we all get along. But because there's an orange man in the White House, and because there's some other people, when they put out social media that is negative or whatever it might be, people gravitate towards that because that's what they're looking for. Nobody wants to hear about somebody saving anybody or doing this or, oh, women in cigar. That's too positive, right? So everybody wants crap. So they want all the negative because that's what drives apparently our planet this week or for the last 4 or 5 years. And so that's the issue. The issue isn't this guy. There's 100,000 of these guys that think they're influencers, you know? And so I think that has a lot to do with it. It's people gravitate towards it. We're actually having a dialogue about something that this guy did that was negative. If you want to put a positive spin on it, you shouldn't do it. And bye-bye, took it down. That's great. But at the end of the day, if it was a positive video about women, let's say, Amy wouldn't be here talking about it. I mean, maybe you would be, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? There'd be no controversy. Like, this is a very positive show about women in cigars, a cigar show. We make fun of each other. We have a good time. It is not going to get 20 million views. It'll get its usual 35, 40,000, and that's it. Okay. But if we did something controversial, oh, we'd go, but that's not the show, right? Because that's not how we do it. This guy is looking for, I'm assuming he makes a living being an influencer. So he needs to get the clicks and the views and the controversy to go from A to Z.
Well,
Just food for thought.
once again, we have a viewer, Solomac87, who's pitching the same point that it's about getting permission for content. I find that a very gray area when it comes to social media, right? Yeah,
I do too.
People share content all the time. If you object to someone, I personally believe, like, if I don't want someone to post my image, I can't really stop them. But if I really don't like it, I should just contact them and say, listen, it's very nice of you. Please, just next time. I've had people say that to me. They say, Reza, you know, I'm a very private individual. I don't want my parents to know I'm smoking a cigar. I've had people who are like 50 years old saying, don't post photos of me. I don't want my parents knowing I'm smoking a cigar. Can you believe that, Amy? I have people like that in my thing. And then I'll say, oh, no, okay, I'll take it down. No big deal, right? Or just not post it. But that requires a one-on-one dialogue. What's
yeah.
going on?
Yeah, and he said,
I was,
it's positive for him, but the message is negative in this case, which, yeah. The message is definitely negative, and we're here to defend ourselves. We've had to defend ourselves after he's made a video.
and you are, but the thing is this, what I get from, and I'm saying this out just to us guys, right? Amy comes across as someone who was trying to make a much more softer entrance into the industry for the ladies, right? And the prickliness, and perhaps, Amy, you're sensitive to the prickliness that exists around, and this particular video has brought those things to highlight, right? But that's just the nature of I just from my perspective, it's just the nature of life. You just roll with the punches, kind of thing. Oh, okay, all right, that's your point of view. The only thing in this particular instance is the gentleman we talk about, Jasim. Jasim is hombre de Habano. So hombre de Habano, I think not last year, the year before. So that's the Habanos's highest prize as someone who's a communicator in the industry, and
Yeah,
then
but then
once
that's
you
why it's more shocking he's made a video like
Right.
this, because how is this condoned?
um I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say is if I have a problem with any particular person, my status quo is to contact or speak to that person directly. It's just the way it's just the way I was brought up, or it's just the way that I am. Like if I have a problem with Stephen, I don't call Richard to sort out my problem with Stephen. I just kind of sort of solve it with him. And in this particular case, people, every human being, including me, and Amy knows this. Amy watches my content from time. She said, Reza just I'm sure you think, fucking hell, what is this man on? He just gets carried away, yeah? But I keep it within just that kind of like, in my opinion, I keep it just where it's just this side of respectful. I kind of I deliver stuff with sugar pills, basically, right? In this particular instance, because this person, Jasmine, is so high profile, because he's hombre de Habanos, what you're saying, and I get it, is like you're sensitive that he should have perhaps been more welcoming of of a side of the industry that's beginning to grow. But you will get some of the things that he said. In fact, in my opinion, are pretty much on. But it's not necessarily reflective of the whole industry. Men behave like that. Women behave like that. Sex sells. It's one of those. That drama series Mad Men, Stephen, that was
Yeah,
it was
sure.
on
I live
this
that.
is an
That's,
oldie worldy kind of thing. Sex sells. The enticement of sex sells. Something, and
right,
it doesn't have to be sex in terms of showing skin. It's just sexy. It's a sort of like
right.
it's a marketing instrument, but it's a lure. It's alluring. It's something that brings people into an industry. So I'm not quite sure what the right answers are in terms of what are the right things to do. But if someone is on that side of being disrespectful, I guess you speak to them and say, listen, I didn't appreciate that. Or, you use my image. I felt that this was wrong and this and that, the other, whatever. That's how I would deal with it. But me, I couldn't care less
But
personally.
and Solomon 87 here, or 80, yeah, 87. My dyslexia didn't kick in. Says he's a photographer. He has to seek people's permission before he uses anyone's image. And
Mm.
so I don't know, like I'm not a lawyer and I don't play one on TV, but I'm not sure what public domain rights are. So if you're out there on Instagram or YouTube, in theory, you're in the public domain. I don't know if they have to ask about your
Yeah,
image,
I don't know how
but
it works. If you're
right, but
monetizing content, and
right,
if someone is monetizing content and Amy's in it, does Amy
right.
have a right to?
She should
I
get a
don't know. I don't
split.
know the
Now,
answer.
Amy, I know some good Jewish lawyers. I make a phone call.
Yeah,
We'll get
yeah. And as you
everything
know,
this
Jews
guy
rule the
has. Yeah,
world. So
yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
There's a couple of us. There's like four. I know them. I have a book.
But it's not even about that. I think with the content, with the some of the ladies or all of the
Right,
ladies that were involved in the video, there was no background research. There was
right.
no, there was nothing to say. So for example,
So,
if
by the
he
way,
wants to turn it,
Amy, I'm not. I don't want to cut you off, but I'm just adding to you. Sources close to the president. Read into that. Read into that. Got your content from another cigar YouTube channel called Cigar Novation.
okay.
So they pulled content not from you, they pulled it from another third party. That makes it even more watered down, if you know what I mean. So, for example, your stuff is posted one place. I don't know the right answer, by the way. I'm just searching for the right answer. It might this might rear its ugly head sometime in the future again.
Right.
If your content, once you put it out on social media and everyone's sharing it, and then someone pulls it from another shared place, what is the consequence of it? And so, as far as I know, sources close to Jassim, if I use that expression, say that he pulled it from a third place. Now, how do you deal with that?
See, I don't know, because if that was me, I would have just reported it. I wouldn't have used it. I still would have,
Right.
like, I still stand with, if you're going to use the picture of a real life person, at least do the research. You've
I agree with
offended
that.
so many people using their videos, and you haven't even done any background research. And the reason why a lot of the people in the UK stood up for myself and the UK aficionados is because it's not fair to show people in that light. You know, that going around searching for likes is not what I'm there for. I'm as I've said before, I'm there to make a safe space for women. I'm not it.
Did anyone, do you know if anyone got hold of Jasim to tell him this directly?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I know that there was comments on the post that he had made.
Yeah.
But
do we think that the comments?
It's quite interesting. No, sorry, Stephen. No, it's quite interesting
Yeah.
because if I put something up and Stephen says, "Look, my nose looks too big in this," or "My ears look too flappy in this," yeah, Stephen will send me a really nasty message and I'll take it down straight away. There's just
No, you won't. You enhance the stuff. I don't even bother telling you that there's a problem. Yeah, you do.
I just I stand
like I could take a joke. Everybody knows that I could take a joke. I could take it if you're being, you know, if you have a joke, it's fine. But there's a fine line between a joke and being offensive. There is a fine line, and I feel like this was just offensive on a lot of grounds.
Do you think it was a bait? Do you think it was baiting? Do you think was it looking for controversiality, or is it that once you're an influencer and you have to generate content every day, at some stage you're going to trip over your own content, aren't you? Because you're going to just have looking for new stuff constantly. It can't just be about cigars. Let's make it about women and cigars. Let's make it about cars and cigars. Sometimes I have blank moments. I just don't post anything, right? Yeah, but
influencers, they have that pressure to post, which I understand, but he's taking it down. He's taking it down. He's taking it off of the YouTube. And he must have known.
Nice? Is that a good thing? Do you think that's a good thing?
Yeah, I think so, because he's spreading negativity, and I think it's good that it's off and gone.
What I meant is, do you think that, for example, he's understood that it has he taken? Do you think he's taken it down out of respect, sort of like there's an enlightenment moment, or just out of the controversiality, or specifically
he got what he wanted out. He got what he wanted out.
Either he got what he wanted. I don't think that he's understood. I hope that he's taking it down out of respect and maybe understanding. But from what I read in the comments to what he was responding to other people, I don't think he's got it.
Well,
and he
Amy,
probably picked
you're
up a
going to
bunch
have your
of
moment because
as
he's
well.
now coming onto the show to have a chat. No, I'm just having a joke. This is a little bit of a joke. She's a little well.
Okay.
Basically, Yenna says, I don't think that at this point he's an adult. I don't know. I'm assuming he's talking about this guy, not us. He needs to know better. Creating controversy videos is damaging. Isn't used correctly the info. Listen, he got what he wanted out of it. If you have something, let me put it in a nice way. This is your chance, Amy. Even Yenny's like right now, yeah. Jasim is watching right now. Okay, he's watching right now. If there's anything you want to say it. Floor is yours.
Oh God, pressure. No, I would just say
pressure. This is we believe in grown-up conversations everywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
Even though I am sitting on my left leg and it's gone numb, we believe in grown-up conversation. Justin is watching. Speak your heart out.
I believe that he would just need to
he's there. You can just speak to him.
Oh, use your platform to spread. Oh my God, did you just zoom in on my face?
I'm sorry. Would you like? I can zoom in on Liz's face if you'd like.
No, please take it down.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say you're a moral voice. You're an influencer. You should be using your platform to inform and to spread positivity. You know, don't do it in a way that offends. You're entitled to have your own opinion. That's not a problem, but deliver it in a way in which it doesn't offend. And think about what you say. Think about what it is that you're doing and who your target audience is. Yeah, and please do your research. Do your research and just execute what you want to say nicely.
Do you want him to reach out?
Do I want him to reach out?
Reach out.
And have this dialogue and put all this matter to bed, and so that it's no more of an issue.
Do you want him to come on the show and make a public apology? Is that what we can get that to happen? We have his family.
I want him to understand. I want him to. I want him to just understand what it is that we're trying to say or what we're trying to do. I want him to understand that what
You
he's
felt
done has
hurt. You felt hurt. You
not just
want
me, a
the
lot of people. Yeah, we
well,
want.
well, well. I know, but you can only speak for yourself. So,
Okay.
in the sense that you were hoping for a much smoother ride into an industry, a community, that it could have been a much more welcoming way to.
Right.
It could have been done in a much more positive sense. It could have been something less targeted. That's what really you're trying to say, yeah. And
Yeah.
let it be a much more wholesome community. I do think though that maybe he got a little bit carried away, to be very honest with you, but I think he was trying to nail a few people that really have taken it a bit too far. And I think perhaps, and this is spitballing. I'm just guessing these things. I don't know the answer, right? Yeah, is that he's used your content or your images. And had he not used your images, it would just be someone just ranting and raving, just like me. I don't rant and rave all the bloody time, yeah, with their opinions. But I think it's come a little bit too close to the bone because he's used your images, right? Yeah, I think that's perhaps what it is. Or am I wrong about that, Amy?
No, I would say that you're wrong in that. Obviously, there is the like I said, I've got two hats. Mine is the lavish wanderlust hat. So obviously I've got the sensitivity there because my video was used. But as someone who's a core member of the UK Aficionadas, if my
Mhm.
picture wasn't there, I would still be fighting the same fight
Right.
because it's not fair. And a lot of the girls agree with that. But yeah,
It was disrespectful. So whether it called Amy out, they didn't call Amy out, they use her video, they don't use her video. I
yeah,
think what Amy's trying to say is it was disrespectful in general. And that's what the controversy is. I think oh, by the way to this is, oh, by the way, they used your video or they used these other ladies' videos or content. That's the, oh, by the way, right? The actual subject matter is you were disrespectful. You did this, you did this. It wasn't funny. If it was intended to be funny, it didn't come off that way. And that was it. I don't think any video they would have used, that would have been the issue regardless. So I think that's kind of what this is more about, other than they used Amy's video or whatever social media post she put out. It's that's the issue. The ladies in the UK and probably globally are like, did this guy F you? Because you're an idiot. And to your point earlier, he's a
Actually, that's very
misogynist,
interesting.
and that's it.
No, that's very interesting, Amy. You know the UK aficionados, right? Yeah. Do you guys? I mean, I know the clues in the name, UK aficionados, but do you have a little bit more sort of like is it kind of growing international? Have you got
we actually
ladies?
have reached from a lot of different countries. So even America and Cuba.
Yeah,
Yeah, we predominantly started as UK based, but we're getting a
yeah.
lot of reach from other countries. Yeah, which is really nice, actually.
Yeah. I think some of the Dominican ladies, cigar rollers, cigar factory owners or brand owners are sort of kind of circulating around this. And you've got the Cuban cigar roller lady who's part of the UK aficionados. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, because I sit in London, I can see the kind of little growth, sort of organic growth taking place. And I'll be very honest with you, I find it's actually a little bit of a breath of fresh air. I'll be very honest with you. It's nice to go into lounges where people are sort of like you've got ladies and gentlemen, and everyone is dressed up quite nicely. It actually is creating a nicer environment, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more social kind of environment. It used to be just, it used to be just guys, and there's a place for that as well. Yeah, like if guys want to smoke, they can smoke. If ladies want to smoke, they can smoke. But it should be, I think, a more harmonious industry. I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying that. But when it comes to social media, I'm just not sure where it's going, to be very honest with you, because you've got the full range.
Social media, if you want clickies, you have to be controversial, whether it's good, bad,
Yeah,
or
that's not
indifferent. And the Orange Man has proven that. So that's what people are trying to do. They know what gets people, so they do that. It's a cigar lounge that I go to. If you go on any Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night, there's probably 40% women, 60% men. And I would say out of those 40% women, 20% of those women know more about cigars than any guy that stands in there. And it's great. And there's some people dress to the nines and some people are casual, but never disrespectful. And I've never seen that.
Actually, when it comes to ladies, especially the UK ladies, not one of, perhaps the most senior persons, Anna Lopez, right? Yeah, Anna
Yeah.
Lopez of Habanos fame. She has played so many bloody jokes on me, so many times, right? Yeah, I mean, I think she's amazing. She's like she does Jedi mind tricks on me. Like, this cigar's got lavender in it. Really? Oh yes, it has. And then I look like a complete fucking idiot, to be very honest
You
with you.
did that on the air about 6 months ago when
She
she
did
told you
that.
about
She
that
did that.
cigar.
She did that to
Yeah.
me. Yeah, she did that, and she does it again and again. And she won't let me forget it. That, Reza.
Neither will
Lavender.
we, by the way. We're going to play that video later today. So yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like, we kind of enjoy and revel in the sort of like, the baiting and the sort of like side swiping. So perhaps I'm a little numb to these things. But the whole point of having you on, Amy, is because then it becomes a voice. Someone is saying something. You can
Right.
see the emotion on their face. You can see if they're hurt. You can see if they're amused. And that's what changes the dynamic sometimes. Okay. And we just riff. We get together on a Saturday afternoon, at least as for me, afternoon. For Stephen, is first thing in the morning. Usman, who's like, he's obviously having babies right now. He's not here. But it's a point to riff. We catch up. We talk about cigars. We talk about what happened in the week. We talked about what is our favorite cigar up till now. That's the kind of thing. And I think that conversation is richer with the full audience, with the ladies' audience, with the with the male audience, and whatever else there is in between. Stephen.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, pal. I appreciate that. No, it would be interesting. It's too bad we couldn't have him on. Because
Who?
it would have been the
He's
guy we're
watching.
complaining.
Justin's watching right now.
I know he's watching, so he should come on and not defend himself, but explain what he did. That would be a good show, because then Amy gets to voice her frustration with him. He gets to tell us why he had his head up his tuchus, and that's it.
I suspect, and I say this in a nice way. I am, despite what Stephen thinks of me, yeah, I like to spread positivity, kind of thing.
I'm sorry,
I don't
what?
go out of my way to spread it, but when I see an opportunity to do it, I do it, right? Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
I suspect, Amy, that he's taken the video down out of respect. He's seen that perhaps someone's a little bit hurt by it. Yes, that was not the aim. The aim was to, from his perspective, I can't speak for him, but I think that's what's going on. Yeah, right. My aim was one thing, but actually it's upsets that. Let me just take it down. Otherwise, I don't think he would have taken it down. I think if that person was genuinely very arrogant, a bit like me, yeah, I would just say, I'm a total nut job, right? If I say something, I just leave it there. And but so I think that it's the backing down is a sign of respect to you folks, that that, oh, you didn't particularly like it, this is not right, this is not the way. Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
That was
Like I said, I hope that is the case. But the message, I mean, in some of the comments he had put that he's going to take the video down because the message is already out there. The message is already spread. He's already done what he's wanted to do with the video. So even he knows he's done what he needs to do with the video. It doesn't matter if he takes it down because the message is already out there.
Yeah, but that's like everything digital, everything digital in life. It doesn't matter what you said, even if you said it 30 years ago, it's somewhere floating around the ether. It just is what it is. But I think that the fact that I mean, to be very honest with you, yeah, I think it's very courageous that you actually came on here just to express your opinions. It's really nice. I mean, it's not particularly, it doesn't change the world hugely, but the fact that you did it means that there's a little bit of toughness, there's a little bit of dignity, and that's all that you have to show in life, really, in any situation, I think. Yeah. I sound a bit full of myself. That's Amy. That's because I am a bit full of myself.
Yeah, I was going to say that's nothing any different than any other show.
I'm completely full of myself.
Yeah. All right, before you keep patting yourself on your back and break your arm, and Amy, if you ask him how wonderful he is, he'll tell you. First of all, tell us about the cigar that that you have with you, that the lady has in her, the manufacturer that you said you have with you. You have a cigar with you, right?
I haven't had it just yet.
I know you haven't had it. We just want to show it to everybody, because we're gonna. This is apparently we're gonna make this a woman's show. So I'm doing a quick close up. There you go. There you go. There you have
So
it.
it's Noble Cigars. She's New
and where
York.
can you get those?
She's based in New York. I met
Really?
her in Dortmund, so she's given me a few samples to try out.
Not
She's
noble,
got
it's
an
Noble
Noble.
cigars.
Oh, there you go,
Noble
Noble.
cigar. Where did you meet her? Which stand was she at?
She wasn't at a stand. She came for the show. She's
Okay.
a good friend of Jenny's, so I met her in
Okay.
that way. Yeah.
And where are these cigars from?
New York.
You know what? I'm not, I'm not the best person to ask about
Are
this.
they Dominican, Nicaraguan,
I'm
Ecuadorian?
hoping Jenny can jump in now in the chat and say, because
All right. Well,
Jenny will know more. I'm yet to find out more about the brand. It was,
The
as you
reason, the
know, it was
reason why
hectic in
Stephen,
Dortmund.
the reason why Stephen's so curious, right? Because Stephen lives on this little planet called America, where they don't get Cuban cigars
here it
readily,
comes.
right? Yeah. So he's
Here it
always
comes.
exploring what other things he can
Yeah.
get. So I gave him a recommendation a couple of weeks ago when I came back from Dortmund on you remember the Platinum Nova, Amy, that we were standing at,
Yes,
right? Yeah. I
Absolutely
lovely
actually
great.
love that
cigars.
brand. I love that
Yes.
brand. It's a really
Yeah.
nice
It's a
looking
great.
brand. It's a great brand, and actually the cigars that I smoked, one was a Club Classic, and I can't remember the other one,
Right.
right? You remember Amir, the owner who was standing there. We were talking to
Yes,
both of
yeah,
them.
lovely guy.
Uh,
Yeah,
Very nice guy. So I enjoyed that, and I gave Stephen the recommendation of that. Then I gave Stephen the recommendation of EGM ages and ages ago, right? Okay, so Stephen likes to pick out these recommendations. If you're holding a cigar that you can actually get in the USA, he's really
Right.
interested in it. And so if you haven't smoked it, that's one thing, yeah. But if you've smoked it and you like it, you should drop Stephen a message and say, try this one, because he actually goes out there
I
and,
will.
and gets them.
And really quick before you go off on one of your 5-hour tangents, Nadar, who told me to try the Leroy, the whatever last week, I did try it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever smoked. It wasn't the worst. Like on a scale to 1 to 10, it was probably like a 6 or a 7. So after that, I smoked I always massacre this, the Calistoga Winds of my daughter, which I actually love. The Noble cigar, Yana says it's Dominican. Just so you
Dominican.
know.
Yeah,
Yes.
they
But yeah,
have
so I
three
did.
lines:
It
Act
looked
One, Act
Dominican.
Two, and Intermission.
It
Yeah.
looked Dominican. It
It
looked Dominican.
really, it looked Dominican. You can just tell by looking at it.
I can
Look
tell
at
by the way
you.
she was holding it and the angle that she was
Oh
holding
my
it. It looked
God.
like a Dominican leaf.
Okay.
It's just the years of being around cigars.
Here it
You can
comes.
spot a cigar from a mile away. I only asked it as a test, but I already knew that it was a
Okay.
Dominican
That's
leaf
really
cigar.
odd. Can I tell you?
Yes, sir.
All the fan, very excited about that for you. Next week, we're going to hold 3 different cigars. I can't wait for you to tell me where they're from. They have 3 lines here. I'm just going to do the plugs while he just sits there and looks pretty. They have 3 lines. The Noble Act. Well, this is easy. I could do this without. This is great. They have the Noble Act 1, the Act 2, and the Intermission. So apparently, the lady who started the company, big fan of Broadway. So I
By the
will
way,
try to
Amy,
look for one.
since you're on here right now, by the way, since you're on here right now, we are in October right now. Up till now, what is your cigar of the year that you would recommend to anyone, whether it's to Lady Aficionadas or to anyone else? What
Oh
is
my
your
God,
cigar of the year?
What's the problem? Is there a bug there?
there was a wasp.
Okay.
Cigar of the year. The one that I recommended the most this year was the Vegas Robena. I think we had this conversation just earlier. That is the
No,
cigar of the year
No,
we
you
asked you
said
your
recommended.
that's your
go-to
favorite
cigar.
cigar, but I'm just saying up till now,
Oh,
all
Is
throughout the year,
that your
a
cigar of the
cigar that
year?
oh,
has
all
like
time. Oh, all time.
No, the cigar for 2025. Yes,
for
that was your go-to
2025
cigar.
up
What's your
till now, what's the
2025
best
cigar
cigar?
of the
So it's the
year?
Vegas Robina. Which one? Unico.
Yes. I'm just thinking for 2025,
Yep.
the most, oh my God, the most standout cigar I've had. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go with EGM because I had that for the
Really?
first time this year. The event was great. Everything about the
The
brand I
Imperial
liked. And I
line.
was really, yeah, and I was really impressed with it at the event when I got to smoke it. So I'm going to go
That's
with
quite cool.
so far this year. I didn't want to be so very Cuban only, but yeah, EGM has impressed me.
Okay, that's really
EGM
cool.
makes a good. Well, the only we talked about this. I think we even talked about it on here. Out of all the EGM cigars, because I got their sample pack of 12,000, the Lancero to me was the best.
The
Out of all their
Encanto.
cigars, yeah, that was the one. That was the best out of everything I've smoked from them. So,
All
but
right.
you know, I'm glad I killed the show right there.
I think you
But
did.
just, yeah, wait, let's get a close up again. Amy's got something for the fans. There you go. Amy's too young to remember Carol Merrill from Let's Make a Deal with Monty Hall. That's what I feel like every time I do a close up. I was like, here, this is a beautiful cigar. And there you go. So very cool.
Oh, there
Well,
it is. So that's the Geraldo. That's the
Vera?
So you like the Geraldo the most, or the Praxides? And there was one more. I can't remember what it's called. Geraldo, Praxides, and I forget the last one. It
I
was
can't
three
remember the
cigars
last
that
one,
evening.
but yeah,
I was very cigared out that evening. I was totally cigared out that evening. I
you
did
know
all
what?
three of them.
I don't know what happened to me. I didn't know you could sample all three of them.
Uh-huh.
So I had the first one that they gave. I think that was the Geraldos, and then I went back for another one, and I was like, yeah, I'll take this one, and it was the same one. So I had that twice in the night,
They were
and
all
then
on the
I didn't
same, but they
even.
were
I
in
know. I
different
don't know what
rounds.
happened. I don't know what happened. I didn't.
I think the champagne happened. I think the champagne happened, or the
Maybe.
prosecco. No, it was champagne. It was
Maybe.
champagne that evening. Yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
good if you can remember the evening. That would be nice when you talk
That was
Oh,
about
I
it. It
good.
does
That was
remember the
good.
sound.
evening.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, there
remember
was
No,
that
not.
Reza, you told me you weren't going to be there, and then the first person I see when I walk in was you.
Well, that sounds
Thank you.
about right for him.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
The element,
that
it's
sounds
the
right.
element of surprise. The element of surprise. Actually, I wasn't going to be there. It was just sort of last minute invitation.
All
Oh,
right, Amy, you've gotten a compliment, so don't take this the wrong way. One of our fans says that Miss Amy, that would be you,
Justin.
not
Justin says Amy looks like Salma Hayek.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, well, thank
Wait,
you. I
wait.
wish.
Here you go, guys. Selma Hayek on our show.
Or is it
Stop
Nadia?
covering. We can edit things, so. As we said, this is what really Usman looks like before hair and makeup. It just there you go. So now you've seen Usman without hair and makeup. So here you have it. So
He does. Stephen does this. Stephen does this. Stephen does the focus in, the focus out. It is what it is.
yeah. But for Usman, it's more fun.
Amy, you have to. You have to. I say this in a respectful way. You have to toughen up a little bit. If you're on social media, people are going to zoom in on you, and they're going to zoom out of you, figuratively and actually.
I
Right?
know.
Okay.
I know.
So just toughen up a little bit, like all the other major influencers. I'm not one of them, but I like to
That's
call them
true.
out from time to time. I like to poke and prod and sort of
There we
like
go.
disseminate. I do that kind of stuff, right? But I do it because I enjoy it, and I try and get a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of reaction. But I hope we were respectful to you on this show.
Yes, most definitely. I've had a
Very
good time on
respectful.
here.
She's like, I had a good. She's gonna tell all her friends, if you guys watch this, I'm gonna kill all of you. These were the worst two
We're not
blokes
normally
ever.
like this. We're quite aggressive. Stephen is.
Yeah,
Stephen
that's
is,
right. It's
Stephen
true.
is
We have
taking
toned it
people
down
apart.
for the show. I see that. We have toned it down for the show. So that's good. You
I
didn't even tell me
appreciate
she's
that.
coming on. All he says to me before we go live is, Amy wants to send the link to her friends. Okay, there's the link. And he goes, by the way, Amy's coming on the show. And I'm like, that's nice. And who is Amy? So I knew
And I
about you
joined
2
and I'm
seconds
like, I need
ago.
help with my headphones.
Yeah, and that's
That
how
was
Amy and I
great.
met.
Yeah.
I got her to help her with tech, and I'm the worst guy when it comes to tech. That's the one thing I know how to do is hook up my headphone. Amy, I say this: anytime you want to come back, let Riza or us know. You're more than welcome to come back and talk about what you guys are doing to promote women in the cigar industry. And to the lady that has the Hoyt cigar, whatever it was called, the Axe
What
1,
cigar?
2, 3. I don't know. I can't see the name
The
anymore.
Noble.
So the Noble,
Yeah.
thank you. The 1, 2, or
Noble,
3, or the
Noble.
Intermission.
Get the name right.
If listen, I don't even know my name. So if she wants to come on and talk about cigars as well, we'd love to have her. And if you try the cigar, let us know what you think of it. And if it's selling somewhere in the States, let us know and we'll pick one up and we'll try it and give a quick little review. I am not a cigar influencer. I actually have a day job, and that's singing the national anthem at cockfights. But I do this show because it makes Riza feel really good. So there you have it. Anybody, should we let Amy go? Because she's probably got more important things to do in Dubai.
Let Amy go.
Wow.
Amy has came on not knowing what the fuck she was getting into. Yeah, right.
She did a great job, though.
Survive it, but we didn't give her a hard time. We tried to give her slightly wounded soul a little bit of a therapy session, a little bit of an ease into it. Next time, maybe when you come on,
oh, forget it. Gloves are off.
Next time I'll be more prepared. And I
So
think the
will I.
zoom in thing is because I'm on my iPad, so it's weird.
No, do you remember what? Stephen, do you know what Amy reminds me of? Amy reminds me of the first time Usman came on to the show.
Yes, a deer in the headlights.
He was very sort of like I
Yeah.
don't quite know what I should say or not say.
Yep.
But if you get comfortable with us, right, you'll start swearing at Stephen and start swearing at me and say, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this.
Yeah.
I know you don't speak that
I
way.
don't think somehow I don't think Amy uses the F word like we use it
Oh
as a
my
comma. I
God,
think
my God, you should have seen her. She
really.
was slightly drunk at the party,
Oh
at the
well, in that case,
EGM
sure.
party. She was like,
Give
Which
her
mother
just smooth.
which
bloody
Yeah.
party?
hell. The
What?
Whatever
EGM
party he's
party, at
making
the
up.
EGM party at the Amori. Amy was like,
Oh
sort of
no,
like the
are you
energy,
talking
the
about?
ball of fire in the room, for goodness sake.
Okay.
Bloody hell, her and Jenny, bloody hell, they're like two
Oh
peas in a
my.
pod. They're like, how do we take down the hotel? If we hadn't stepped in to intervene, they really, from a social media perspective, had taken it all over.
Oh man, we could have videoed that. We could have put that on OnlyFans and made a ton of money. Oh well, next time, keep a good thought. Don't worry, Amy. It's just
That's
us.
nice. Oh, I like that.
Amy,
That's
and
very nice.
That was
That's
that was
me.
for Jenny.
that's
Well,
for Jenny. Jenny
I
said
take it
that the
for
show
us.
was
I take it for the
incredible.
Oh,
room.
and for
I
you
take this for the
guys.
room. I take it
Oh
for the room.
no, listen, we don't need your pity love. We don't need your pity love. We see how it is now. So
Well,
I think we're gonna do the
no.
rest of the show with Amy just
Amy got
like
a
this
free pass.
because of
Amy got
that.
a free pass on this occasion. A free pass was like, just go easy on her. Let her speak. Let her talk about what's bothering her. Let it be a little bit some more catharsis. Yeah. Just I'm promising this. If you want to ever come back on, yeah, it's going to be no holds barred.
Okay, I'll be more prepared next time.
And so will we. Amy, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Before Amy leaves, everybody, there we go. There we go. That was it. That was applause, Amy. Just in case you
Was
didn't
there?
know.
I
Oh
didn't
right,
hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
didn't
hear
hear
Is this
anything.
anything? All right,
We didn't
listen,
hear
I'm drinking
anything.
now.
is this a
But
Really?
applause from your
when the
fans?
show actually gets put up, you'll hear applause in the middle.
You
Oh,
will, yeah. I
ah.
guess only I hear it because I drink heavily, and then I hear the voices in my head. I go, no, you don't. Yes, I do. Anyway, so it's totally fine. Amy, go enjoy the rest of your day in
Thank you,
Dubai,
Amy.
and we'll see
Thank
you when
you.
we see you
Still
again.
looks
Thanks
like
for
a bike.
being here.
Thank you so much
Cheers.
for having me.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye
Pleasure.
bye. Amy's like, thank God I'm out of there. So there you have it. She
I can
couldn't leave
imagine.
quick
The thing
enough.
is this: I can imagine that the first time you go on someone else's show or you do your own show, yeah, Stephen, you've got this
Yeah,
godlike appearance right now with the sun shining behind you. You're in
I
silhouette.
know. It's nice, right? Here,
It's
let me move over. It's
it's
tough here in
very.
Monaco on
It's
the
sort of
yacht,
like
right?
in witness protection program with the sort of
I
like
know.
you're
There
in
you go.
shadow, but it's sort
All
of
right, hold
like
on, hold on. There you go. I'll just sit like this the rest of the show. There. Is that better? No, it's not good. Stuff here on the yacht. There. I'm trying to get comfortable for you. So
it's
it's
okay.
very
It's
difficult.
okay.
There we go.
It's not shining my eye, but what do you think of that?
I think that the gentleman that made the
What do you think
stupid
of
comments.
What do you think of Amy's perspective? What do you think? I mean, you don't know that much about this controversiality, but people say
Right.
stuff on social media. What do you think?
Like I said in the show, I think that we've gotten to a point where anybody who's on social media, they want clicks, they want views, and they want whatever it might be. So they're doing it because they want that controversy. They want people to go, oh my God, I can't believe so-and-so said that, or oh my God, so-and-so did this. And I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't know this gentleman. I don't follow
That's it.
him. So I don't
He's
know if he's
watching right
just a
now.
dick. Okay, well,
Oh.
hey, how you doing? My point was, I don't know if he's a dick or if he's just a really nice guy, knowing, and this is just his way to get followers, and he accomplished what he wanted, which is I put this out, leave it up for 8 hours. I get a whole bunch of people calling me a dick, and I get people.
Social media, generally speaking,
Right.
yeah, and I'm beginning to learn this as of late. It's very distorting. It's extremely distorting of personalities, right?
Yeah.
What you put up on Instagram or YouTube or whatever else it may be, whether you're in an industry or not in an industry,
Right.
whether you're paid or not paid, whatever you put up, like how people used to put Facebook posts up like 10, 15 years ago, right? Yeah. They would
Not
only
really. No.
most people only put up the happiest moments of their life, right? Like
Oh,
birthday
okay.
parties. And
Right.
so I'm at this party or I'm going to this, driving this fancy car. People don't put up photos of controversial things or I'm talking 15, 20 years ago,
Right. 15
You
years ago,
only
we were a
get,
different society, though. That's why.
well, you
Today,
get
we're
a
not that
distorted,
society anymore.
it's true, but the distortion remains a distortion. What you see on social media, what you hear on social media, what we like to do, what you and I like to do when Osman is here, what you and I like to do is like to say to people that, on this channel, and it's not really a channel, this is just three friends having a
Right.
chat together on every Saturday afternoon, and we happen to put it on a program, right?
Right.
And if people
That's
like it,
very
they can
true.
watch it and interact with it. If they don't have to. It's sort of
Right.
like, it's that kind of thing. But we try and stay as natural as possible, right? But
Yeah.
even in that, Stephen, people get a distorted vision of what we are. They perhaps think that all we do ever is just constantly smoke cigars and talk this way. There are different
No,
places and different times.
but wait, that's true. That's do what we do. So I'm just
Yes, you do.
saying. So,
No,
yeah,
you
we
do.
do. We
Yes,
do
you do.
smoke cigars all the time and talk
Yeah,
this way.
absolutely.
But and you know this because every time I meet a fan that bumps into me and goes, "Oh my God, you're the from the show," they're like, "You're just like you are in the show." I just enjoy my cigars and I just riff and I have a good time with it. But never to the point where I want to offend somebody. Like we'll joke and pick on people to have a good time, and like a Don Rickles type thing. But that's it. We don't do it. Whatever this guy did. Like I'm not gonna call out women and go, "Women, blah blah." That's ridiculous. Women know, like I said, women know more about cigars than probably most men that smoke cigars. The ones that are really into it, and that's just the way it is.
I,
That's the
I, I
way
can't
life
speak.
goes.
No, but I can't speak for. So the chap we're talking about, his name is Jasim Ahmed.
Right.
Right now, he became hombre de Habano not last year, the year before.
Right.
Almost like an ambassadorial level for Cuban cigars. If there was an equivalent, that's what you become if you become
Right.
hombre de Habano, the man of Habana, right? Habano, right? It comes with, I guess, as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah,
That is very
Spider-Man.
true.
This is Spider-Man quote. It may do, but until I'm of the opinion, like I could say what I want. I could say it in a more digestible format, right? If you're going to
Right.
throw a ball, the point is for someone else to catch the ball rather than
Correct.
just hit it back to you. Yeah. So I don't know what's right or wrong. I don't know what's right or wrong. I guess what this, if I could try and extract what Jasim was saying from my perspective, what he
Right.
was trying to say is, look, cigar smoking is an old world habit.
Mhm.
It's an old world pursuit. It's predominantly a male world pursuit. It's nice that the ladies have. I don't think he was. I don't think he was casting aspersions on ladies being in the industry.
Right.
I think the controversy here is that he's picked on a certain type of person or a certain type of woman.
Right.
It could be a private thought. I don't know if it needed to be aired, but that's jury's out on that. So
But
look,
wouldn't it have been
these
better
are
for?
not true cigar smokers. But let me say one
Right.
thing: I know many men who are not true cigar smokers as
Thank you.
well.
Yeah.
I know many men who are also not cigar smokers.
Right.
They're there to business network. They're there to
Yep.
pose.
Yep.
Okay.
It's true.
I used to have a very negative opinion of that, Stephen.
Right.
But I've understood that, first of all, you cannot push the tide back. The world is changing, yeah.
Right.
But also, if that's what gets them going, let it be that.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more laissez-faire on these things now than I
Right.
used to be, right? Because sometimes you get into something thinking one thing, but then you become an aficionado later.
Right.
I
Well,
suspect that Jasim was talking from a very purist perspective, that pure cigar smoking is about appreciating the leaf and not, walking around in a G-string smoking a
right.
cigar. That has
Well,
its role, that has
right.
its purpose,
That's
but
how
I
I
think
smoke cigars at where at my lounge. I walk around in a G-string just smoking
that's
cigars.
right.
But
Thankfully, you wear a pair of trousers over that. But
that's right.
uh,
But I mean, but no, but if he's really watching, and yeah, guys, I know you and the Usman know him. He's more than welcome to come on the show to
he is
get
on the
his
show. He's on the show
perspective.
now.
I know, but he was not
Great,
asking
that's
to
good.
come
Great.
on. We're inviting him. But if he wants to come on, I'd love to get his perspective on. So, what was the thought behind it? Because according to Amy, all his comments later were kind of like, I got what I wanted, like, screw you. So once again, to your point, great responsibility, great power, all this other things. We're in a world now where people are posting because they need their 15 minutes.
Um,
That's how I look at it.
but people have been doing that since time started. I mean,
Well, I'm not saying it's any different.
I'm not talking about social media. Like, you know,
Yeah.
any artist has to be controversial. I think we had a conversation about this on one of the other shows in your
With Adam,
show.
when Adam on the Eve, we had
It
this
was it Adam on
conversation.
the Eve, right?
Yeah.
In order to move life forward, you have to be slightly controversial. You have to go outside the envelope.
Yeah.
You have to push the envelope. You know, if we didn't push the envelope, we would have no scientific discoveries. If we didn't,
Right.
if we didn't push topics, they would not be topic. Like we just had this discussion, right? And the reason I was trying to say something to Amy, which I don't think she necessarily picked up on, was when someone highlights something, even in a negative way, that is the point at which you clarify. You know, that the thing that's unsaid suddenly becomes said. The elephant in the room is now a charging. You know, the elephant in the room turns into a charging bull. Okay. Right. Yeah. And it's only then that you can talk about it. And so today was, I thought, I mean, you know, we're going to talk anyway. Even if Amy hadn't come on, I would have just ranted and raved about this. And I thought, hey, give Amy an opportunity to come on and say what it is that bothered her, really, to be very honest with you. Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
But then you have the opportunity to clarify. You say, this is my position.
And then my buddy
Qasim saying, I don't believe there was any malicious intent from Jasim.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think the guy was hoping to stir a hornet's nest. I think that's a sort of, I would personally think that he would say, oh, that's a bit regrettable, like, you know, but equally, I'm the kind of person, if I make a gaffe, right, I just stand by and say, well, okay, I said it, right? Now,
it's done. Yeah. But I mean, he should just come on then. Sure, he could have done better by not using other people's images. You know, what?
Yeah, but it's out on social media. But that's just it. That's the gray area, and that's what I was trying to get to the bottom with Amy. Yeah, if you've posted, if I have a story, right? I have a story. I've seen this before. I put a story up. Someone shared it because I mentioned them. Then another person who's neither mentioned nor do I know has shared it. What can I do about it? Can I do anything about it?
Well, and that's what I was trying to say earlier when the gentleman who's a photographer says I have to get permission from everybody. But once you go into public domain, I don't think you have to get permission to use images. And once you go on YouTube or Instagram, you're putting it out to the public. Now on YouTube, I know there's a box we click that says you can't use it or you can use it. So we always put people can use all our content. We don't care. And we do the same on Instagram. So if Amy or whoever has checked that box, in theory, unfortunately you're going to get what you get. Now,
but I don't equally, what did you think? I said to Amy, listen, why didn't you just reach out to him and say, thank you, but no thank you, right?
And Crispin also said, like he said, if you didn't use anybody's pictures, the backlash would have been minimal. And I agree with that, because then it would be, there's no controversy, there's no pictures, there's nobody you're, if you will, for lack of a term, calling out. So
but that's like talking about elephants and rhinos without using pictures of elephants and rhinos.
I totally get it.
I guess he had to do something, right? But I think that was, I agree. By the way, I agree it was a mistake to put those pictures. I think it's a mistake because you're going to offend someone somewhere, correct?
Correct.
You're going to offend someone somewhere, right? Yeah.
Right. So here's my question. You and Usman seem to know him or whatnot. So, well, if you guys have spoken to him, does he regret it, or was it sort of like I just put it out there to make a statement?
Well, no, I don't. I haven't posed that question. Okay. Here's what I'm getting from this controversy, and I'm trying to see where the nourishment in this fruit is. Is there anything worth talking about? Is this a throwaway story that will just go away?
Yes.
Is there politics at the back of this? There are politics at the back of this. There are politics.
Yeah, but it's a throwaway story. By next Saturday, we'll be talking about Trump trying to win the Nobel Peace in the Middle East.
But the thing that I was trying to extract from this, which I still don't have an answer, is the controversiality of using other people's images on your content. I don't know.
Once you post a picture in public platform, here's what Crispin says. He said, once you post a picture on a public platform, then it's fair game for anyone. The same way I'm allowed to go out on a public pavement and allowed to film anything and anyone.
That's right. But if I go out, and take a photo of Stephen walking down the road, yes? If I
Yes.
take a photo of you walking down the road, and I'm in a marketing company, marketing agency, right? And I use that photo of you walking down the road saying he's smoking Marlboro Light, and I put it up.
Right.
Tell me what is, and I monetize it. Where is the gray area? Is there a gray area? Is there no gray area? Should I seek your permission? Because let's say you're not a smoker, but I promote you as a smoker.
Right.
Like, he's not smoking Marlboro Light. Let's say that's the thing. You're walking down the road, minding your own business, and take a photo of you, put it up on a poster, and say he's not smoking Marlboro Light. Look how unhappy he is. Yeah. Right. I've used that without your permission.
That's
you might say, Reza, you might say, Reza, I really didn't want you to do that. You would contact me and say, Reza, thank you. I'm honored you use my photo, but please don't use it for that purpose. It portrays me in a bad light. And I think that's what Amy should have done, because I asked her directly, have you contacted Jason?
She said no. Right.
She said no. And that would be the first thing I would do if I was mortally wounded or offended.
Right.
Not just on behalf of my Lady Aficionadas, but I'm offended because she said she has her own Instagram, Lavish Wanderlust, which she had on here.
Sure.
The first thing I would do, I think that it would be a very reasonable thing to do, is to reach out, because Jassim Ahmed, as a public figure, has public profile. He has an Instagram. You can direct message him. You could say thank you, but no thank you, and you would have got a response. And maybe that would have mitigated that story at that point.
I agree.
So
this is where you and I are more old school. We'll assume Amy's in her 20s. Maybe she hit 30. But let's say she's in her 20s. That's a different generation, where you and I would pick up a phone, or I guess now you call an email or DM somebody and go, hey, dude, you got to take that down for whatever the reason is. That's not them. That's their generation is more of, I'm offended, and I'm offended. All right. Well, you're offended.
I've given up. I've personally given up. And this applies even, with family and things like that. I've given up trying to work out who is bothered by what. Anymore.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. I've given up. But there is a way to resolve things. The resolution is to contact, to communicate.
Pick up a phone.
And I really do hope, and I say this in a very positive way. I'm not really a positive person. I'm a very negative person when it comes to this kind of thing. But I thought this was a nice opportunity for Amy to come on and say directly, look, this is what agitated me. This is what pissed me off. Give her an opportunity to interact. Yeah. But I'm a little bit disappointed. I can't say I'm not. I'm a little bit disappointed that if she's agitated by something like that, she hasn't contacted the person that she's agitated with. That's how old school communication used to be.
But remember,
not by proxy.
Right.
I don't have to go through Richard to get to Stephen. I can go straight to Stephen.
But once again, we're dealing with an age group that doesn't know the way of the old world. And that sounds horrible, right? When the dinosaurs roamed before fire, they don't look at the fact the dinosaurs. Yeah, we're right here. But they don't understand you can call someone or whatever. Now, I don't know the gentleman that we're talking about. I've not seen any of his posts. So once again, he can be the most wonderful guy in the world. He did it for whatever reason. And on the other hand, it could be a dick. I have no idea. That's what I'm saying.
I honestly think what's happened here is and sources close to the president told me this yesterday. Yes. Right. And I agree. What happens as a content creator, you're constantly having to churn out having to put content up.
Yep.
And you run out of good ideas, or you're constantly pushing ideas. Right. Yeah. And it's inevitable that at some stage you're going to trip over your own tongue. If you know what I mean. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. You're going to piss someone off at some stage, correct? If I keep talking, I'm going to piss someone off. I find it remarkable, and I hope it stays like this. Yeah, I find it remarkable. You're more than welcome to send it to me, folks. I don't get hate mail.
Yeah.
No, I find that, Stephen. I find that remarkable.
I think the reason that our show doesn't we get people that make like comments against like this the short about the $6 million Cohiba, how stupid we were for spending that kind of money. It wasn't $6 million, guys. It was about 100 pounds. Relax. But
200 pounds.
we
200 pounds.
okay. Sorry, I forgot. But AJ likes me more. I get a discount. Anyway, my point is that we get stuff like that. But yeah, we don't get like F you guys, blah blah. So, but it's also, for the most part, we're talking about cigars. We're not talking about peace in the Middle East. We're not talking about this. Now, we did a show with a sermon from the German last week that aired, I think, on Monday about peace in the Middle East. And we got tons of comments, not all pleasant. So I get that. But we're talking about cigars. And so I think that has a lot to do with it. And sometimes we touch on other things, and we keep it pretty light. I mean, we don't really get into it, which is good. And that's what the fans want. So no, we don't get it. Like hate mail. We get people telling us we're dumb or we shouldn't spend that much money on this or that, but that's about it. So I guess we're very fortunate that we have fans that actually like us. The 35,000 people that watch or listen every week, everyone seems to like, the content we give and the way we disseminate it out to the people. That's why I'm saying the gentleman who made the video, he's more than welcome to actually come on the show and discuss it. And I don't know if that does him any good or not, but it wouldn't be probably the worst thing for him to do, because this could also be a tarnish. It may be a way that he loses followers or loses this or loses that. So you never know.
I don't think it's about these things anymore. I think
I don't
that
know.
the cycle, when it comes to followers and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
That cycle of chasing social media fame
Right.
was at its peak maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I
All
think
during the COVIDs. Yeah.
Yeah, post-COVID and post-COVID. I think I think people who get like to the top of the industry or the top of whatever their creativity, whatever it may be,
Right.
sometimes get carried away in their own importance.
I agree with
Sometimes.
that.
Everyone
Yeah.
does, including me. I'm the first one. I make the most mistakes, right? I made the most mistakes, okay? But the thing is this, the way to mitigate it normally is through jokes or through
Right.
humor. And we love Don Rickles. We love Groucho Marx.
Right.
The reason I'm invoking these people used to say fairly fucking controversial things, but they said it with a smile on their face in a joke, and people would laugh and
Correct.
it was digestible.
Right.
You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, as they say, right?
That's what Mary Poppins said when Dick Van Dyke was choking her out. Yeah.
A
Sure.
spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. And if there is a lesson, and if anyone's watching, even if people like Jasim are watching, right? And anyway, the thing is this. The one thing I think you and I get away on, even Usman to some extent, and Usman can be a little bit sort of like serious about these things, is normally, this show may be an exception, normally we deliver stuff tongue-in-cheek. What's Nader saying? Why do you bring headaches to yourself?
We don't bring headaches to ourselves.
That's the consequence of heavy drinking, Nader.
Yeah, there you go. No, but you're right. We do everything we say, even when we pick on Usman, who we love. We say it tongue in cheek, and we say it funny. Like even when we discuss with certain guests, even when we had Aaron Sigmund on, we did that with him. We went back and forth, but that's rifting. And today's society doesn't understand what rifting is anymore. So I think
it's what's called crudely. It's called breaking balls. It's like breaking each other's balls,
rifting.
Right?
It's a crude
rifting expression, right? Yeah. But seemingly, some people are more sensitive and some people less sensitive. You can get away with a lot with me, right? You can get away with a lot with me, but I can't speak for someone else's sensitivity. So all I'm trying to say is, sometimes important messages and trivial messages are best delivered with a tongue-in-cheek attitude or some sense of humor, or just make it, try and make it as funny as possible.
I agree 100%. And then hopefully the young man or the guy or whatever that made the video that got him, shot heard around the world, maybe took something away from that. Maybe he'll make controversial videos, but more tongue-in-cheekish, where people will get a kick out of it more than like, oh my God. That's what we do. I think about it. If you ever watch any of our shows that have a controversial topic, I'm very tongue-in-cheek about it all. So, and we do that for a reason, right? Because we're not.
By the way, I'd like to ask Nader a question. Nader, when you say, why do you bring headaches to yourself? What do you mean? Type it out.
Use your words.
Your words. What do you mean?
Use
No,
your
I'm
words.
trying to work out because that I picked up on that. I'm wondering what you mean.
Right.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean, what is it you mean?
I think he's trying to say whatever the guy did, you cause your own misery or joy, and I think that's almost what he's.
Yeah,
what
and
he's
you
trying
live
to
and
say.
you live by it, you die by it. It's no big deal,
Yeah,
to be
you
very
die
honest
by
with
your
you.
own
Yeah,
sword. Yeah.
but the thing is this: had Jasim taken this down after he'd been contacted, I
Yeah.
get it. No, you don't get yourself in trouble. I just wanted you to tell me just tell me.
I
I'll
got
ask you a
myself
question.
into trouble. No, Nasrin, we just want to
I
know
think
what
with a
that meant.
smile on
What you're
my
trying to
face.
say.
Send me.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I personally think if Jasim
Yeah.
said something, you should just stand by it.
I
Or
agree.
if he was going to take it down, you should have given a reason. Look, I've taken this down. It's upset a
Right.
few people. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way. I didn't
If
mean
we
it
have,
that way. But
yeah.
so be it. Yeah. But so be it. But
If we
then
ever
that's
get
just
a
me.
video like
I can't speak on
no,
someone
no
else's.
one misses. If we ever put up a video and someone tends to take it down, we're very blunt. We send a very nice form letter that says
Fuck
for
off.
$1 million we'll do it.
I should just say fuck off.
Yeah, well, we do say fuck off too because we don't really care. Because we don't really offend the people that we offend could care less because they're offensive right back to us. So we're all good. So, but I can understand women at a certain age group, like I said, under 40, very sensitive about everything. Even the men today, under 40, very sensitive. You get the 40 to 50-year-olds that got a little bit of chutzpah. And then when you get 50 plus, they start getting into the old school, and depending on where you were raised. So once again, it's a generational thing.
I think but in this case, Stephen, in this particular case,
Yeah.
it was reasonable. Is it like, imagine if we're in court, right? It'd be
Right.
reasonable for Amy to say, look, you're more than welcome to say what you say, right? Yeah. But you use my picture and it portrays me as something which
Correct.
I don't think I am.
Right.
Think I am. Would you please remove my picture? Right?
Sure.
But that requires a conversation.
Well, yeah, you got to send a message. Riza, why do you make the cigar inspector what now? When did you make the cigar inspector article? Oh, what did you make of the cigar inspector article?
DM me, I'll tell you.
No
It's
controversy
not for
on this
public
show.
consumption.
Oh
It's
God,
not for public
he
consumption.
thought it was shite.
I don't give
So,
two fucking hoots. Yeah. What did I make of the cigar inspector article?
yeah. Remember
It
this.
was a well written article.
Yeah,
It's
oh
a
my God,
well
here we go.
constructed article.
It had words and everything in it.
I proofread it. I checked it for AI content, and
Yeah.
on two of the AI detectors, it was 23%. On one of them, it was 61%.
Wow. Mine would have been 140% if I wrote it. So, all right,
Does that give
nice.
you an answer as to how this brain functions?
Yeah. That's too funny.
Gossip.
Any other questions, fans, before we go?
Raise the controversy level or controversy level.
Yeah, like there you go. Now you're going to be like, oh my God, we shouldn't ask any more
When
questions.
articles appear, I don't know, Stephen, if you do this yet. When someone sent me, so someone asked me to write for a magazine,
Okay.
an article, which I said, okay, I'll write this article, right, but I don't want to use my name because I'm going to say some very nasty things in it, and I don't really want to use my name anyway when I write this article,
Right.
for whatever reason. Yeah.
Sure.
And then when
So you
this
use mine.
magazine being complete, right? I said, "Can you send me the draft of the magazine?" So I looked at some of the other
Yeah.
articles in this magazine, right? They were about real estate and luxury watches and da 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 da.
Yeah.
I said, "Let's for fun, let's just take one article and drop it into AI detector." So
Oh my
on
gosh.
Google, you just type AI detector, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and it will give you no end of channels where you can physically paste text, and it'll tell you how much of it is AI. Like, the whole
Okay.
fucking magazine was AI generated,
Except for your article.
except for my article, which I know
That's awesome.
I know was not AI generated. It's Reza wrote the fucking article, and if you drop my article, if anyone wants that article, DM me. I'll send you my article that I wrote. I wrote about. Actually, they'll give it away. Yeah. Anyway, I wrote about the cigar smoking scene and different types of cigar smokers. If anyone's interested, more than welcome. DM me. I will send you the article. Okay. Right.
There you go.
can drop it.
And wait, we have a
AI.
couple things really quick. Nadar says he's playing poker and watching us. So if you want him to explain next week, he will explain what he meant by that because he's playing poker. Hey,
Enjoy.
everybody that he's playing poker with, just so you know, He's got a royal flush. Be careful. The cigar analyst says all we need
Ali,
is a
Ali, the
well-deserved
cigar analyst.
bubble. Ali, oh God, Ali, you're killing me. All we need is a well-deserved bubble bath. Other than that,
as one of my favorite films, The Shawshank Redemption.
Yes, they took a bubble bath.
I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the hero, the protagonist.
Timothy Roberts played him.
Yeah, but he crawled through a mile of shit to come out clean on the other side, and we all need a bubble bath to come out clean, really. Yeah. And there's no harm with someone having a bubble bath from time to time and smoking a nice cigar, and that I do it every other day.
There you go. Except don't wear red pants. Anyway, kids, that is
I wear
the
red
show.
Pants in the bubble bath. In fact, where you go? Were you keen to get off the show? You need to go to the toilet or something?
No, I'm good. I'm going to sit here for 4 hours.
I'm thinking of turning over a new leaf. I'm thinking of acquiring a pair of red trousers.
Are you really?
I'm thinking about it.
Wow. Are you going to wear those on the show?
I'll wear them in my sleep.
Okay. And now my question is, are you going to do next week's show in a pair of red trousers as well as in a bubble bath?
Unlikely, but it's a good thought.
You know what? If I had on the yacht, if we had one of those cool tubs, I would do the show here on the yacht in the bubble bath just to pay tribute to the ladies.
All right.
Yeah, and I've seen me naked, so fans are going to turn off like right away. But I'm just saying,
Put it up on Instagram.
Screenshot, yes, I will screenshot me in a bubble bath just for the fans, and then that's going to be the new intro next week. Don't hold me to that though. So there you go.
All right.
Well, my friend, it has been a pleasure to see you again.
This was a different one. This was a different kind of. Let's see how it does. Let's see if it generates anything. But this was a different kind of one. We wanted to be slightly different.
Yeah, we like to be different every now and then. And thank you to all the fans that watch and listen. I think Instagram screwed up, so it's only going to be here and on the podcasting where you can get it. And next week, Princess is back with her full beard and hair. She won't look like Amy. And then I don't know what our topic is or guests are next week, but you'll have to tune in to find out. Do we have anything special planned for next week that I should be aware of?
There will be a new controversy next week. There will be a new cigar next week. If we're alive.
Are we going to talk about and everybody that gave me cigar suggestions? Thank you to the gentleman who gave me the cigar suggestion last week. It is on evensteven.cigars on my Instagram. I did put it there that I smoked it and took pictures of it, and I said thank you. It was actually the cigar keeper of where I go. I told him one of the fans said I should try it, and he gave it to me a la free and said, here, try it. Let me know what you think. So I let him know. So there you go. So I thought that was very nice of them. So, and then somebody else wants me to try something, but it's Cuban. So I'll have to take the private jet over to Havana, apparently, to go get that one. So there you go. And we have one more, another comment for a fan before we run away. It's Osman said, different, but a great show, guys. Well, thank you very much. We're glad you guys enjoy it.
Even Qasim said that.
That's what Qasim says that too. Well, Qasim is Osman and Qasim. So there you go. He loves that I screw up his name every week until you guys first say it. Qasim, thank you as always. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and like. Osman was missed. What's that? Oh, Osman was missed. Qasim says Osman was missed today. Don't tell him that. He'll come back next week. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe and like. We will see everybody next week. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, everybody. Or if you're listening to this after on Sunday, have a wonderful rest of your weekend or week. And we'll be back next week with something more exciting or less exciting. We'll just see. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.
Signing off, sir.